Imagine one day you come across a Chinese car that looks like a Scandinavian masterpiece. Congratulations, that's the Lynk 08 PHEV, Geely's plug-in hybrid SUV for Europe and the US. It's a plug-in hybrid CUV, sounding as sophisticated as a Nordic breeze, yet you can almost sniff the PR from miles away. But wait, don't scroll past, because this might be one of the rare Chinese cars that actually makes you ask, wait, they took this seriously? Welcome to Carcry, where we don't just talk about how far a car can go, we dig into whether that number is actually real. And this time, the Lynk 08 PHEV is making its way to Europe and the US, aiming to challenge models like the Volvo XC60, Hyundai Santa Fe Hybrid, and maybe even poke at the Lexus NX. The question is this a Chinese car that's learned the European playbook, or just another software makeover to impress the crowd? Sit tight, plug in your headphones, because we're about to break it down like two friends who happen to have mechanical engineering degrees.
Electrification sounds fancy, but it's also one of the most overhyped terms in the car industry. The Lynk 08 PHEV boldly claims a 21.2 kilowatt-hour battery for the standard model, 39.6 kilowatt-hours for the Ultra, with a pure electric range of up to 245 kilometers. Sounds tempting, like someone saying, "I'll just run the air conditioning." But engineers know it's never that simple. First, the 39.6 kilowatt-hour battery can actually let the Lynk 08 drive over 200 kilometers on pure electricity, but that's under WLTP, basically lab conditions. Take it to New York, London, or Berlin, with traffic jams and summer temperatures around 30 to 35 degrees Celsius, and the real-world range drops to about 160 to 170 kilometers. More importantly, it's still a PHEV, which means when the battery runs low, the 1.5-liter turbo engine engages, working in series parallel with the electric motor. Interestingly, the Lynk 08 has a clever hybrid control unit. It knows when to charge, when to use electricity, and maintains high efficiency without making the engine scream like early PHEVs. But smoothness comes at a cost. The battery software and dual-clutch system are expensive, like feeding a cat with salmon every day. In short, the Lynk 08 isn't a pure EV. And if you're thinking, "I'll go 100% electric for the planet," sorry, this is a well-educated hybrid, not a Harvard student yet. Exterior. This is where the Lynk 08 PHEV truly shows its Chinese but Nordic class attitude. At first glance, you can tell the design team borrowed heavily from Volvo. Or more precisely, Volvo's studying in Shanghai, meticulously refining every line. The Thor hammer headlights are sharp as razors, the full-width LED taillights stretch across the back, and the body is aerodynamically sculpted, with a drag coefficient of just 0.28 CD. High-speed runs feel smooth, and the hybrid battery consumption improves noticeably. The 21-inch wheels look aggressive, with rounded edges but still sharp angles, giving the impression that this D-segment SUV stands next to European rivals and still looks like a runway model. The coupe-like roofline doesn't sacrifice passenger space, and the sporty low C-pillar doesn't hurt visibility much. The rear is modern, wide, giving a sense of stability. Elegant, without being flashy or over the top. In short, the Lynk 08 PHEV's exterior perfectly balances luxury, aerodynamics, and practicality, enough to make competitors like the Volvo XC60 or Hyundai Santa Fe Hybrid take notice. Just standing alone, this SUV makes even a Porsche do a double take. Who knew a family car cosplay could look this cool? Step into the cabin of the Lynk 08 PHEV and you'll notice something that even some long-established brands might envy: Geely's boldness. The entire dashboard is wrapped in soft leather, CNC-cut metal trim, and a 15.4-inch vertical touchscreen, looking almost like an iPad Pro stuck to the dash. The compact digital instrument cluster behind the wheel, plus a HUD as big as a karaoke scoreboard, gives a strong futuristic vibe. And no, they didn't go for the rainbow LED explosion like some other Chinese cars. Everything here is deliberately designed.
Soft lighting, minimal icons, smooth transition effects. It's the perfect mix of Volvo sophistication with a Shanghai hacker's edge. Digging deeper, the Flyme Auto OS, a Meizu custom version, powered by a Qualcomm Snapdragon 8155 chip and 16 GB RAM, runs smoothly and responds instantly. Tap once and it opens, no delay like some Japanese systems, and you can split the screen to show Maps and Spotify at the same time. However, one limitation is that this system is optimized for China, so the voice assistant and cloud services aren't fully functional in Europe or the US yet. Another notable feature, front seats with massage, heating, ventilation, and 12-way adjustment. Rear seats have electric shades, USB-C ports, and dedicated climate control. Everyone gets a VIP experience. But one small detail Carcry missed, physical buttons have almost disappeared. Everything is controlled via the screen. And if you ever accidentally tap the wrong icon while driving, you'll understand why some drivers still miss the old-school rotary volume knob. In short, the Lynk 08 PHEV's interior shows that China isn't just learning design anymore, they're teaching the world how to do luxury.
Safety and driver assist tech, the part that makes many people both impressed and raise an eyebrow. The Lynk 08 PHEV comes with a full ADAS suite, including collision warning, automatic emergency braking, lane keeping, parking assistance, and even adaptive cruise control with stop and go. Sounds like it wants to drive itself without a license, right? But hold on, look closely. The sensors and radar are well positioned, yet the system is still optimized for the Chinese market, meaning some features like highway distance keeping might feel a bit awkward on crowded freeways in New York, Berlin, or Paris. Big plus? The car has 10 airbags, a high-strength steel frame, and a roof as solid as a wall, features many previous Chinese SUVs lacked. If you've ever driven an SUV and worried about poles, curbs, or sudden traffic, the Lynk 08 PHEV will make you slightly more confident. But keep your eyes wide open. US and European roads aren't the same as Shanghai highways. A playful note, the lane-keeping system sometimes gets overzealous, almost like it's playing chase on the freeway, with the steering wheel twitching back and forth. In reality, this is intelligent driving software, and once you get used to it, it reduces hand fatigue and prevents collisions, a feature that, if used wisely, you won't want to turn off. In short, the Lynk 08 PHEV is a well-educated SUV, safe and sophisticated, but still slightly sensitive to global city streets.
Brand value and purchase decision. This is the part where viewers both frown and smile. The Lynk 08 PHEV now has official pricing in Europe and select US markets, ranging from roughly €45,000 to €48,000 for the two PHEV trims. Seeing that number, you might think, whoa, on par with a Santa Fe or Volvo XC60, yet it's a hybrid. The issue isn't just price, but the feeling of, what am I really buying? This is a Chinese SUV, yet it carries full Volvo DNA, premium materials, safety, sophisticated software, and elegant design. The interesting part is that global buyers now have multiple options: Japanese or Korean SUVs, imported European models, or now the Lynk 08 PHEV, Chinese yet Nordic luxury. So what will you choose? Buy early, pay a premium to experience an advanced hybrid, or wait for a long-established brand for peace of mind after the sale? It's a tricky question, and Carcry loves this kind of debate. Remember, money can buy a car, but the feeling of buying the right car only comes when you know how far it really goes, not how far PR says it goes. If you want Carcry to continue dissecting real prices, performance, and competitors of the Lynk 08 PHEV, hit subscribe, turn on notifications, and don't miss out.